I never saw myself as an NFL player. I never saw myself, getting drafted to the NFL. I always thought basketball. Basketball was always my thing.
It was his first and only love. Now, he enjoyed playing all of them, but basketball was his passion.
A lot of kids around, so it was a friendly environment. Everybody got along, and you weren't really sheltered. So you kind of got out, got to be social, and got to be active. Rod was the only person. He was like I said, my best friend, my other half, and he was one person that I told everything. I'm not really I wasn't really a social person. I was bottled up, and he was the only person that knew everything.
Him and Trey kind of balanced out each other. They kind of kept each other heads straight.
I think they became closer as they grew up together and started, where sports beginning to mean something to them.
Yeah, game day. Yeah.
We weren't at Lee High School shooting around. We were at Southeast Y. We weren't at Southeast Y. Find a hoop session somewhere around the city or something. If we weren't doing that, we're probably at home playing 2K, playing a basketball game. So basketball was our life.
That jumping ability that he has, man, they call him Sky High. He was flying through there now, but I always knew that he can do whatever he really wants to do once he put his mind to it, because he's a finesse kid. At whatever he done, sport, whatever, he finessed it.
Phenomenal athlete already in the 8th grade, so we saw him do that, some of the things he was doing, so we anticipate him having an opportunity to come over here and play football. Just give me 2 days a week. You can go play AAU basketball if you can just give me 2 days a week to just kind of learn some of the plays.
Rod kind of pushed him toward it, kept telling him, hey, you can be a 5-star, you can be a 5-star, and that's what he used to call him, a 5-star.
He just say, man, you can do it, bro. Like, you better than half of them out there. Go out there and play. The football coaches, they kind of knew what kind of competitor I was, so they kind of tried to do this reverse psychology thing, like, oh, you can't do what you did in Little League out here. You can't do this high school football, this 7A, this 6A football. You can't do all that. I'm like, you can't tell me. Like, I don't care how small I am. I know what I can do. Once I went out and started to have success, now I'm like, okay, I got it down. Now I'm confident in myself, and I know I can go out and, perform with the best of them, and that's exactly what I did.
Henry's a very cerebral kid. He's very smart, and he picks up on things quickly, but he's one of those kids, you just put the ball in his hand, he knows what to do with it.
First kickoff, Henry runs it back like 80 yards for a touchdown. Talking about super fast, don't want to be tackled, so he's super fast.
And I told him, I said, son, are you just that fast, or do you run that fast because you don't want to be hit?
And he just blew up. It was, I guess it was hard for people to stop him. It was hard for people to guard him, and he just blew up.
Actually, I got 2 offers after my second game of junior year from Mississippi State and Kentucky. They just kind of kept coming.
Boxes of offers, boxes of them, so they were coming. And they were coming fast, and everybody wanted them. The big schools, some small schools, but the ones that mattered were coming.
Once I got an offer from the University of Alabama, that kind of hit me. I was just like, I might be all right at this football thing. So I might need to, kind of lock in and focus a little more. And I kind of started to do that, and even my basketball coaches, they didn't write me off, but they were like, "Oh, you're a football player now. You got off from #1 school in the country in football. You're a football player."
The plans were for the 3 of my boys to drive with Rod to the game, but Henry came down sick with the flu.
My phone was just sitting by me. I felt it vibrating, ignore the call. Feel it vibrating again, ignore the call. I'm asleep, I don't really want to talk, and I hated to be sick, so when I'm sick, I was just kind of shut in. And I look up, and it's my cousin calling, my cousin that, gave me rides to school, You know, I'm like, what's up? What's wrong? You all right? She's like, where you at? I'm like, I'm at home. Somebody said you got in an accident. So now I'm, you know, kind of waking myself up. Like, who got in an accident? What you talking about? Rod was in the car. Rod, and he had an accident. They said he got threw out the car. And she was saying that he was getting airlifted to the hospital, you know, right by my house. So, you know, that was all I needed to hear. I hung up the phone. I just caught out running. First thing I did, I just took off running to the hospital and running out to the emergency room. I could barely breathe. I could barely talk. We just sat there and just waited and waited. You know, I went and talked to his mom, went and talked to his dad, just getting updates on everything. And they was just like, he was in the ICU. You know, days go by, we're gonna come back tomorrow. So I wake up early in the morning, I go back up there. Where the doctor came out, and you could just look, you know, of course, you could just see it in their faces. And probably an hour or so later, his mom came out, and, you know, you could just tell on her face, and she was just like, just shaking her head, and that's when it hit, and it was just like, he's not gonna make it. And that was probably one of the most heartbreaking things of my life, just knowing that, like I said, my other half is just no longer there with me. But I knew that eventually I'll carry that legacy and keep that, you know, everything that he taught me with me. But just to know that I can't physically be with him anymore, that was heartbreaking. That'll live with me forever. I got this wristband. I never take it off for anything. I mean, that's, like I said, that's somebody that's gonna live with me forever.
Rod had a vision, and he told him that he was a 5-star athlete, and he saw him going to play for Bama. Of course, as a mom, you want your baby to go and play for the best because they're saying he is the best, so I wanted to give him that opportunity to do that. But in the end, it was Rod that eventually made him make that decision. It was because of Rod.
I knew that when I made my commitment video, it was going to be a tribute to him.
Laying his cap on Rod's grave, to let him know that's where he was going, you know, to Alabama. So for someone to, you know, to dedicate there, not just basically his college career, he dedicated it to him. So it means a lot. I mean, it's not even, words can even express how much that meant to us.
Once I actually signed, like, he said this was gonna happen. And I went to the graveyard later that night, like, how? Like, what, like, how you know everything?
When my kids do special things or my grandkids do this, I'm a little teary person or so, you know, and, you know, I teared up, and when he put that hat on, I told him, man, you look like you was made to go to Alabama, you know what I'm saying? So it was a good decision, you know.
You know, he grew up an Alabama fan, his folks Alabama fans, so it was an easy decision, and I feel like he made a business decision as well, you know. You know, what more can you ask for? You know, when you go to college, everybody want to win.